Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Tefl Tuesdays. Today we're talking about toys like these and bringing them into the classroom to spice up your lesson.
That's a spicy meatball!
Now, one of the best ways to keep your classes engaging and stimulating are by playing a few games to drill home the vocabulary, especially for the much younger kids who don't want to sit there drilling sentences for 30 or 40 minutes. But there's only so many games you can play with flashcards and a whiteboard. So by introducing a few different elements to the lesson, you can get those students who are bored of like regular classes more active again and more into the class. One of my favourite ways is to bring in a few toys and get creative with them. Also, who doesn't like to play with toys during school time? There are a few things you need to think about though before you can bring in the fun. Number one is behaviour. Make sure you introduce the toys before letting the children play. As soon as you bring it into the classroom, the children may lose their minds. Some may try to grab them and you may lose a little bit of control. It's important to let the students know you are in control of the toys and they can only play under your rules and your supervision. For example, when I bring the toy gun into class, first thing I do is I place it on the table, and when we play the target practice game, the children are only allowed to pick up the gun or pick up the toy after I have said the sentence or word. And if a student doesn't play by these rules, then I just simply say, sit back down, you're not playing. Number two is always have a learning goal or objective. It's all fun and games playing bowling with the kids for 10 minutes, but there should always be some callback to the teaching materials. You can get really creative with how you do this, or you can just simply quiz the students before they get a chance to play the game. For example, this ring toss game has had multiple uses throughout the year. First as a counting game for my kindergarten students, also as a coloured recognition game. I've also used it as a point system at my primary school. I split the class into 4 teams, and then throughout the class I will score points based on the activities in the class. Then at the end of the class, the amount of points equals the amount of rings earned for the ring toss. Then the 4 teams will battle it out in the ring toss arena, which adds great drama because the team with the most rings doesn't always necessarily win the day. Okay, so now I'm going to show you some of the toys I've bought over the years and explain to you how I use them in the classroom. First up, we have the toy hammers. I have 6 of them somewhere and they cost me around 10 RMB I think, or less. Maybe it was about 10 pence a piece on Taobao, really cheap. These are great because they make fun little noises. I sometimes use these to get the class to quiet down a bit. If they're getting like a bit rowdy, I'll make a bit of noise with them. They're also great for like a whack-a-mole type game where you put all the cards on the floor and give students like 30 seconds to whack as many of the words you call out before the time limit runs out. You can also put like written sentences down, like put the words down like this is our dog, and get them to whack them in order. I also have a great game called Wild West Shootout where the children duel it out with hammers to whack words and sentences that I say. Next we have the ring toss. This cost me about 28 RMB, so about 3 quid. This has had so much use throughout the year, like I said earlier, counting, colours and overall points keeping. It's endless fun and the children love the challenge. Another points keeper is this ball toss board that I found in a shop. I've used it numerous ways, but my favourite is by quizzing the students, and for each question they get right, they get 1 ball. Student with the most points at the end wins. All the points are here, numbered 10, 50, 20, 70. Basically like a darts board, but with little sticky balls instead. I also have the Grab-O-Matic hand thing, which is basically a litter picker. I use this a few different ways with toy fruit and cards, but it's mainly used for counting and maths class with these here sticky balls. Put them down, give the students a maths problem and tell them to put the answer into a box. For example, 6 minus 4, I get them to put 6 balls into the box, then take 4 out. And that brings us to the sticky balls themselves. Super cheap and easy to find on Taobao. I doubt you'll find anybody that has been teaching Tefl for over a few months that hasn't used a sticky ball. Line up the vocabulary, get the children to throw at the vocabulary. It's really simple and you'd think students would get bored of it, but they really don't. A few of my classes even ask where is the sticky ball if I don't bring it in for a few weeks. And there you have it, toys in the classroom. I hope I've given you some ideas on how to add a little spark to your lessons. That's all I've got time for today. If this video has been helpful, then please hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. If you have any Tefl tips or games, please pop them in the comments below and maybe I'll feature them in a future video. I'm Tony Daniels, and remember, don't do anything I wouldn't do.